In today's video, we'll be talking about quotient rule. Now, there are several things you need to know in quotient rule, and by the end of this video, you'll definitely be able to understand everything regarding to quotient rule, and you'll be able to solve questions on this confidently. So if this is what you're actually looking for, stick around till the end of the video so that you definitely understand everything I'm about to say. But first, y is equal to what? U divided by v. That is, when two things are being divided and they say you should differentiate them, then you'll be using the rule of what? Quotient rule. Now, looking at this, we have the general formula for quotient rule to be the y over dx being equal to v du minus u dv divided by v squared. Okay, now looking at this is the formula you need to know, and this is what we'll be using throughout the end of throughout this video. Now let's assume we were given a particular question, that is y being equal to 2x divided by x cubed plus 3. Now looking at this, okay, you realize something, that this thing you're seeing right here, we actually divided. That is, we will say that this upper one should be our u and the denominator should represent our v. Okay, now it shows that this is what? U to be equal to 2x. Now when you differentiate u, that is, you're differentiating u with respect to x, this will give you what? This will give you 2. And at the same time, differentiating v with respect to x, which is x cubed plus 3, this will give you the v, okay, to be equal to what? Differentiating x cubed will give you what? 3x squared. And differentiating a constant will give you 0. Now this is the formula. V is already what? X cubed plus 3. And we have a du to be what? To be 2. Okay. Now we'll be subtracting this. That is, what is our u? Our u is 2x. Then dv is what? dv is 3x squared. Now this is actually divided by what? V squared, which is x cubed plus 3 all raised to the power of 2. Now looking at this, we have to what? We have to use this 2 to open the bracket. That is, this will be 2x cubed plus 6. Okay, because 2 times 3 gives us 6. Then minus 2x multiplied by what? Multiplied by 3x squared. Okay, this will give us what? 2 multiplied by 3 will give us 6. And x multiplied by x squared will give us what? X cubed. All divided by what? By x cubed plus 3 raised to the power of 2. Now looking at this, you realize something, that we have 2x cubed, okay, and we also have what? 6x cubed. That is, they are actually the same. Okay, so we can actually either add them or subtract them, but this is actually we subtracting them. That is 2x cubed minus what? 6x cubed. That is, this will give us what? This will be giving us minus 4x cubed. Then we have plus 6 divided by what? X cubed plus 3 all raised to the power of 2. And this is the final answer to this particular problem. I hope you understand. So I hope you've been able to identify how we can actually apply the rule of quotient rule. So now, looking at this, let's say we're actually given a particular question. Okay, let's say we're given d over dx of what? X divided by what? Divided by cos x. Now let's say we're actually given this question. You already know that we are using what? Quotient rule, because what? Two things are being divided. I hope you understand. So the x will be our u and the cos x will be our v. That is, u is equal to x. When you differentiate this u with respect to x, will give you 1. And at the same time, we are having what? We are having v. Okay, we are having v to be equal to what? Cos x. Now differentiating this v with respect to x. Okay, now differentiating this v with respect to x will give us what? Negative sine x. Now you know the formula, which is this. Now what is our v? Our v is what? Our v is cos x. Isn't that so? Good. Now we have our du to be what? To be 1. Minus, we have our what? U to be x, and our what? Dv to be minus sine x, all divided by What is our v? Our v is what? Cos x all squared. That is, we'll be having this to be cos x, because 1 multiplied by this will be positive, which is minus and minus. Definitely, we'll be having this, because x multiplied by sine x will give us what? X sine x. Now, looking at the denominator part, okay, this will be divided by what? Cos squared x. Okay, this shows that we have cos square. We have cos x, we have it twice. Okay, we have 2 of cos x. That is, for example, this can as well, okay, be written as sine 4x. That is, this is actually trying to tell us that we have sine x 4 times. Okay, that is, this is sine x all raised to the power of 4. Okay, so now this is the final answer to this particular problem. Okay, I hope you understand. Now, let's actually assume we were actually given a particular question, which is we're given this question. Now, looking at this, you know what we actually do. Now, you can pause this video to try this out yourself. Now, u will be what? 1 minus x, which is the upper part, and the v will be what? 1 plus x. Now, you know we need to differentiate u with respect to x, okay, which will give us what? Minus 1. Because looking at this, differentiating 1 will give us what? 0. That is a constant. And differentiating x will give us 1. But this minus sign you're seeing there makes it minus 1. Definitely, we'll be differentiating v with respect to x. That is, this will be giving us 1. Now, because differentiating 1 is a constant, differentiating x will give us 1. The formula is the y over dx being equal to v du minus u dv divided by v squared. That is, the v is what? V is 1 plus x. Then du, we have du to be what? Du to be minus 1. Minus u is what? U is 1 minus x. And we have dv to be what? To be 1. All divided, we'll be dividing this by what is the value of v? V is 1 plus x. But we're having v squared. That is what? 1 plus x squared. That is, looking at the upper part of that, okay, we can actually say that this should be equal to what? Minus 1, 1 plus x, then minus what? Minus 1, 1 minus x, divided by what? Divided by 1 plus x all squared. Okay, I hope you understand that. That is, this will be 1 plus x all squared. Now, we can actually use this negative 1 to open the bracket, which will be minus 1. Then minus 1 multiplied by x minus x. Then minus 1, that is minus times minus plus. 1 times 1 gives us what? X. That is, this will be what? 1 plus x all squared. Now, if you realize something, okay, we're having minus 1. If we rearrange, okay, you realize that we have minus x here, and we also have plus x here. They can actually cancel out. Okay, they can be cancelled out. That is, this will cancel this. Okay, now we are left with what? Minus 1 minus 1, which will give us minus 2 divided by what? Divided by 1 plus x all squared. And that is the final answer to this particular problem. I hope you understand. Thank you so much for watching. If you find this video helpful, please do well to like, share, and comment. Don't forget to subscribe. Feel free to share this to your learned colleague. See you in my next video.